Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of Baladev, Subhadra and Jagannath and Sudarshan, deities in this world. That is why also on this day, Indradyumna Maharaj was ordered by Jagannath Dev to do Snan yatra, means bathing of the deities. That is done in Jagannath Puri. Today we could see on YouTube live. They're bringing them to some platform and then they will do bathing. Also, demigods, they will do bathing. That is why on that roof there are some holes, because every year for Snan Yatra there will be some rain. At least 1 or 2 drops of rain will come, because demigods, they are also bathing. So through that hole it will reach. But this year you could see there was a lot of rain. Demigods, they were showering down rain. It was very blissful. They were showering. Also in our Chagda mat, they made one platform for the Jagannath, who was brought from Jagannath Puri to Chagda. There was a big festival there, Snan. Also, they took Jagannath through some short Nagar Sankirtan procession. It's a very blissful day, and there is a big feast for everyone. So how Lord Jagannath appeared in this world, it is so nice, Lila. Our Gurudev explained, so I will read because I don't want to miss any of the details. So I will read from what he spoke about. You can see how Supreme Lord is making Lila of his appearance. Indradyumna Maharaj was the king of Avanti Nagar of Malava region. He was a great devotee of the Lord. The Lord appears to a great devotee only. Jagannath appeared as Daru Brahma, that means wooden deity, like deity looking like wood. Brahma's life is very long, you know, and it is also divided into 2 parts. In the first part, Lord Nila Madhava, that means blue Madhava, that is Krishna, appeared in Shankar Kshetra to rescue the fallen souls. And in the second half, in Satya Yuga, King Indradyumna appeared in this world. He was a devotee of the Lord. The Lord appears for his devotees only. There is that verse in Gita, Krishna is telling, when there is decline of dharma and a rise of adharma, irreligiousness, at that time I appear in this world to protect the sadhus, to destroy the demoniac, and to establish dharma. I appear again and again. Then our Parangurudev explained, in order to destroy the demons and to protect the sadhus, to destroy the demons and to protect dharma, there is no need for Supreme Lord to personally appear. He can do that by his will, like he can, in 1 second, he can create innumerable universes, in 1 second he can destroy them. So it is not necessary. But why he comes? Because his devotee is feeling separation grief from him. So in order to satisfy him, being attracted by his devotion, for that reason, Supreme Lord personally has to appear. Otherwise, that devotee cannot be satisfied. So here, Paritranaya Sadhuman, to protect the sadhus, means this. He's removing their separation grief So it is the original cause of appearance of Supreme Lord in this world is always to satisfy his devotee. Who is a devotee? One who sees only Supreme Lord and everything related to him. So such devotees, our Gurudev explained, they cannot see anyone as enemy. Like yesterday we also heard, based on bodily platform, we may have some enemies or friends, but devotees, they don't see like this. They see all in relation to Supreme Lord, so they don't see any enemy. For them, only enemy is uncontrolled mind, means when we are in ignorance about this fact, that is our real enemy, that is causing us suffering. But if we can devote ourselves to Krishna and get such vision, then there is no more enemy, and they also do not see anyone as their enemy, because they know I am reaping the fruits of my own actions. No one is to be blamed for this. Krishna is giving the results, and whatever is happening by the will of Supreme Lord is for the best of all, because he is all good. Mangalam Vishnu, Mangalam Madhusudanam. So they are well realized in such vision. That is why they are always peaceful. They think everything is good by the will of Krishna. Like Ambarish Maharaj is such devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur. The conditioned souls, they have a false ego. They see one as their friend and another as their enemy. So they are always disturbed. When King Indradyumna was remembering the Supreme Lord, that is what devotees are doing, the Lord sent a devotee to him. That devotee told to the king, the Lord has already appeared as Nil Madhava, Dita in this world. If you will try to search for him, he will mercifully manifest himself to you. This is all Krishna is doing this. He sent him devotee and all this, because he will make this lila. So carefully we have to hear. King Indradyumna immediately sent his servants in all directions in search of Lord Nila Madhava. Vidyapati was one of them. All other servants came back without any information except Vidyapati. He went to this Shabar region, that is some tribal people are living there. Vishwavasu was the leader of that region. Vidyapati met with him. Vishwavasu instructed his daughter Lalita to take care of Vidyapati and left for worship of the Lord. He was worshipping this Nila Madhava Diti in that area. When he returned back, transcendental fragrance of sandalwood was coming from his body. Vidyapati thought he might be coming after serving Lord Nila Madhava, whom he was searching for. He asked Lalita, "Where does your father go every day?" She replied, "My father ordered me not to tell anyone where he is going, so I cannot tell you." Then he asked to Vishwavasu, "Where do you go every day? Which temple do you visit?" He did not reply. A doubt arose in the heart of Vidyapati. A devotee can sense the transcendental subjects, but a non-devotee cannot. Transcendental subjects get revealed in the heart of a devotee. As Vidyapati was a devotee of the Lord, he got some indication and he decided to stay there. So he could understand by that smell, it was transcendental smell, that he's worshiping Supreme Lord, and he was thinking, why both they don't want to tell me. So he stayed there. While serving Vidyapati, Lalita developed a loving relationship with him, and she got the desire to marry him. That is daughter of Vishwavasu. She revealed her heart to her father, but her father told her that the marriage is not possible because they belong to an uncivilized caste, means tribal people they are. But Vidyapati is like Kshatriya there, so it will not be possible. So Lalita became very morose. She was always crying and approaching again and again to her father to ask his permission. She was the only child of Vishwavasu, and she was his weakness. So he finally told her that if Vidyapati gets ready to marry her, then he has no problem with it. Parents, they have some weakness towards their children. If they will cry for something, then parents will have to fulfill. So she was only daughter. So he said, okay, if he will accept, then I have no problem. She proposed to Vidyapati. Generally men will propose, but sometimes ladies also, they do. Vidyapati thought this was all arrangement by Supreme Lord. Vidyapati thought if he could marry her, then as his wife, she would come under his control. According to Sanatan Dharma, Vedic Dharma, a woman cannot hide anything from her husband. So she would be bound to tell him about where her father was going daily for worship. He thought, if I marry her, then my purpose of staying here will be fulfilled. He married her. So why he married? Not for sense gratification, but because of his mission. He has to find Nil Madhav. He was himself devotee, and also king was a devotee. So that mission was there. So for this reason he married her. Means is justified by the end. And after a few days he asked her again, where does your father go every day? She replied, I cannot tell you. My father has ordered me not to tell anyone. Vidyapati told her, why did you marry me? A chaste woman should not hide anything from her husband. You should open your heart to me. If you do not, then it will not be fair. That's why you married. He frightened her. Then she told him, my father goes to worship Lord Nilamadava every day. Then Vidyapati was, yes. Then he told, I want to have darshan of Lord Nilamadava. Then Lalita informed her father that her husband wants to have darshan of Lord Nilamadava. Vishwavasu became angry with her. Why did you tell him? I told you not to tell anyone. She started crying. Our Gurudev here said, this crying of a lady, that is their weapon. When they will cry, then that is their weapon. They will get what they want. So here, she started crying. So he melted, means father melted, and agreed to take her husband to Lord Nilamadava. But he put a condition that Vidyapati's eyes must be covered whilst going and coming back, so that he does not know where is the location of Lord Nilamadava. Lalita advised her husband, you keep some mustard seeds with you. While going there, you throw them on the path. After a few days, they will sprout and you can easily track the path to Lord Nilamadava. So see, she's also in this Lila of Supreme Lord, she gave this advice. Because that was Supreme Lord's desire, everything. How he will make his Lila. Vishwavasu took Vidyapati to Lord Nilamadava by an indirect path, means through some fields and like this, not that general road. So, because they were going through fields, this Vidyapati, he was throwing those seeds of mustard. That was all arrangement by Supreme Lord. They reached there to the temple, and Vishwavasu opened the door of the temple. While having darshan of Lord Nilamadava, Vidyapati started crying out of love. Darshan or vision of Lord is possible only by eyes filled with love. Then our Gurudev said, many times I had the darshan of Lord Jagannath in Puri or in Chagda, but I did not have that realization. Here our Gurudev is speaking out of humbleness. If someone has devotion, then Supreme Lord will reveal to him, but to non-devotee cannot. Like Hiranyakashipu saw Nrsimha Bhagavan, but could not recognize who he is. But Prahlad could recognize because of devotion. Vidyapati got that realization and tears came from his eyes. Only devotion can attract the Lord. While Vidyapati was there, he saw one crow falling down from a tree and approaching one kunda, like one lake. He saw, whilst falling, he circumambulated the Vishnu temple and immediately got a Chaturbhuj Roop, means four-armed form, and was delivered, means he was sent to Vaikuntha, bird. Seeing this, because so holy place, seeing this, Vidyapati thought, I will not lose this chance. I will also leave my body like this here. But that time, a transcendental sound came. Do not leave your body without informing your king about Lord Nilamadava. He trusted you, he is a devotee. If you will not give him information about Lord Nilamadava, then you will commit an offense to him. So again we have to think, Supreme Lord, how he is doing Lila. Indradumna Maharaj, he was always praying to Supreme Lord and thinking of him. So in order to appear to him, Lord Nilamadav sent that Brahmin and that devotee to tell him that Nilamadav appeared in this world. You have to find him. And Vidyapati was a devotee. He could get to this place and all this is happening. So now Vidyapati wanted to give a body and go Vaikuntha. Again, Nilamadav means Supreme Lord. He told him, no, you have to tell the king, because he's a devotee, that king. So Supreme Lord is making all arrangement. When we actually want Supreme Lord, he will come to us. If we want that service, he will come to us. It's sure, because he's residing in our heart and he's making that arrangement. First, he's always making arrangement for us to meet Guru. And then after meeting Guru, then he will show us the path to Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord will appear to us. Vishwavasu brought Vidyapati back with closed eyes and locked him in a room. His wife started crying. Again, this is the weapon of ladies. She started crying. This time Vishwavasu thought, let me leave him and let whatever happen. Because Lalita is again crying, so what he can do? Then he thought, okay, I will leave him and what will happen will happen. Why? Because when he had gone to Lord Nilamadava to offer him bhoga, that time the Lord told him, I do not like to eat your fruits and flowers picked from the jungle. I will eat bhog offered by the king. This is also his lila, as we will see later on. He became afraid. Oh, the Lord is speaking to me. He does not speak to me. Means now he's speaking to me because of devotion of Vidyapati. Before never he spoke to me, but now because Vidyapati took his darshan, for him, he is speaking to me. So he's a great devotee. That is why out of fear, he locked Vidyapati in a room. But now, because he was afraid that he will take away that Nila Madhav Diti, Vidyapati was servant of a king, so he could recognize. So he understood. Yes, he came here by the order of king, and now Supreme Lord is telling, I will not take your offerings, I will take offerings from the king. So that is why he locked Vidyapati. But Lalita was crying. So okay, I will let him go. What will happen will happen. That is why out of fear he locked Vidyapati in a room, but now his daughter was crying. He thought, whatever is there in my fate, destiny, let it happen. And thinking so, he released Vidyapati. When his purpose was fulfilled, Vidyapati immediately went back to the king, Indradyumna Maharaj. The king became very happy to know about Lord Nilamadava. By then, the mustard seeds had sprouted. They could then reach Nilamadava temple easily. Because at that time there was no flight and train and like this. You had to walk, so it took some time. So when Vidyapati reached back to kingdom, and with king, when they reached to that place, already these sprouts were there of mustard, so they could locate the temple. The army covered the whole region, but when they opened up the doors of the temple, they saw Lord Nilamadava was not there. The Lord had disappeared from the temple. You see what kind of lila he's doing. First he made that arrangement. First he told you search for Nilmadhav. Then he made that arrangement that Vidyapati could find him, and everything was arranged. Then king came there, then he himself disappeared. Because further he will do his lila. So disappeared. The king immediately fell down on the ground and started crying. At that time the Lord told him, do not cry. I will appear as Daru Brahma, means Supreme Lord in the form like a wood. The Lord is Adokshaja, one who is beyond the comprehension of the material senses. He is above the mind and intelligence. The Lord then came as Daru Brahma. That is, in Jagannath Puri, there is one beach there on the bank of the ocean called Chakra Tirtha. So there, 3 logs of wood, they came. 3 Daru Brahma came. There were signs of Shankha, means conch, Chakra disc, Gada means club, and Padma lotus on them. They came floating on the ocean and reached this shore. So this shore is still there, Chakra Tirtha, you can find there. If you go to Puri, Chakra Tirtha is that place you can visit. The king got the news about them. A chariot was prepared to bring them from there. But the Daru Brahma were so heavy that the army was not able to lift them. Even elephants could not lift them. Then the king took shelter of the Lord. The Lord then ordered him to bring Vishwavasu to take them out. By physical law, this was impossible. How elephants and others, they could not lift some logs of wood. But that was not ordinary wood. That was Supreme Lord in the form of wood, now in this shape. So no one could do anything. Then Indradyumna Maharaj took shelter, Then Supreme Lord said, you have to bring my devotee, Vishwavasu, that tribal, that father of Lalita, he should come. So Supreme Lord is always giving service to his devotees. So on one side, Vishwavasu, and on the other side, Vidyapati will hold them, and then they will simply come out. Easily they will come out. So both are devotees, Vidyapati and Vishwavasu. So they had to cooperate for the service of Krishna. They both came and lifted the Daru Brahma, and they came out easily. Then Gurudev explaining that one time in Puri, Ratha Yatra was to be held, but the government did not allow the king to come and do his service. They wanted to change the program, but Jagannath would not come out. They could not lift Jagannath. Then they were all surprised, what is this? Then when they took shelter, then Lord Jagannath made them understand, no, if my king does not come, then I will not come. So when and that king was crying in his room, why is this happening? So Jagannath is always fulfilling the desire of his devotees. A king is his first devotee. So only when the king was allowed to come and do his service, then Jagannath would come. So we can see that it is happening by the will of Supreme Lord. No one can do by his own strength anything against his will. Now, the Daru Brahma were brought to the temple. Daru is wood. Brahma means Supreme Lord. King Indradyumna called carpenters to carve the deities from that Daru Brahma, but no one was able to do so. Then the Lord himself appeared as Ananta, one like old man, and said that he will carve the deities from Daru Brahma. For that he will take 21 days. Means Supreme Lord himself is making his own form. Either Krishna will make, or his pure devotee can make. No one else can make the form of Supreme Lord appear in this world. And so 21 days, he said, and no one should disturb him for those 21 days. Means no one should enter into that room where he will make. The king agreed. For 7 days they could hear the sound of carving from the closed room, but after that it stopped. 15 days passed, but they did not hear any sound coming from that room. So they thought that the carpenter might have died, as he was so old and he did not eat for so many days. So you see how the Supreme Lord is doing his lila of appearance. He himself came and he said, I will need 21 days. And also he appeared in a very old form. No one should enter. So 7 days, the sound was coming. Then for next 7 days, no sound. They thought he's very old and no eating, so he died. So then they entered here. So yes, thinking so, they opened the door and they saw the incomplete deities of Baladev, Subhadra and Jagannath. Jai Bol Subhadra, Jai Baladev, Subhadra, Jagannath ki Jai. The king started crying, thinking that because of him it had happened so, like that they are incomplete. But the Lord told him, you did so by my desire only. It is my desire to be manifested in this incomplete form. Then our Gurudev explained, when Krishna was in Dwaraka, and there are so many queens there. So Rohini said, you are very fortunate. Krishna is here with you, doing his pastimes with you. He came from Vrindavan, he forgot Vrindavan. Then the queen said, no. His for his body may be here, his form may be here, but his mind is always in Vrindavan, because during night time, in dream, he is always calling Radhe Radhe or Lalite or Subal Saka, all associates of Vrindavan he's calling, he's always remembering them. So we wonder what kind of loving pastimes were going on there in Vrindavan that he is always thinking of them. Then Rohini said, okay, I can tell you, but Krishna and Baladev should not hear, because if they will hear, they will get that separation grief, and we cannot bring them out from that. So they decided Subhadra, sister, she will be at the door to guard so that Krishna and Baladev will not come. So Subhadra was there, and Rohini started to speak about Vrindavan Lila, and Subhadra got ecstatic. And also Krishna and Balaram, they were attracted, because where the glories of Krishna are sung, he comes there, he's attracted, he stays there. So they came, and Subhadra was now in ecstasy. She did not notice they came. And Krishna and Balaram also started to hear on each side of Subhadra. And they also, when they heard Vrindavan Lila, they became ecstatic. Their eyes became very big hearing that Lila. And due to ecstasy, their hands came in, shrink, and their legs also came in. That is one kind of ecstatical symptom. Mahaprabhu also showed that. So they were in such form, all three. At that time, Narad Goswami came, and he saw, oh, such interesting form, such beautiful form. Then he said to Krishna, I want to show this form of your ecstatic, this form to whole world. Then Krishna said, yes, we will come in such form in Jagannath Puri. So it was by Supreme Lord's desire that they will have such form, but no one can understand why they are in such form, because of this ecstasy. So in this way, on today's day, Baladev, Subhadra and Jagannath and Sudarshan Chakra, weapon of Jagannath, they appeared, they made their appearance in Jagannath Puri Dham in that room. Then king took them to, he made that big temple, now it is there, and he was worshipping them, and Jagannath would order him what kind of seva he has to do, like this for Snan yatra today, also Ratha yatra, how he should do, also the Chandan yatra, and so many other festivals. Whole year there are some festivals. Indradyumna Maharaj would serve, and also Vidyapati and Vishwavasu also are there. When today's Snan yatra, so everyone is bathing Jagannath. So after that, he's playing the pastime of becoming sick, getting cold. So some Ayurvedic doctors are called, and they will give some medicine and some diet for cold. And for this 15 days before Ratha Yatra, Jagannath will be not giving darshan. He will stay inside his room only because he's sick, pastime of sickness. So during that time, the descendants of this Shabara region, descendants of Vishwavasu, they are simple people, village people, jungle people, they will get this chance of serving Jagannath, no one else. And they are like Brajabasis, they have natural love for him. And because he is served by them now for 15 days in private, Jagannath gets that desire, I want to go to Vrindavan. Then during Ratha Yatra, he will go to Gundicha, that is Vrindavan. because he will now be served by Brajavasis like this simple people, village people. So, Jai Shri Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Shri Sudarshan Chakra ki Jai, Jai Shri Snan Yatra ki Jai. Today also is the disappearance day of two of personal associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our Gurudev wrote biography. I will only tell in brief because of time. One is Mukunda Datta. There are two brothers, Mukunda Datta and Vasudev Datta. They appeared in Bangladesh, Chittagong, near by village. In Krishna Lila, they are Madhuvrat and Madhukanta. They are singing the glories of Krishna there and songs in Vrindavan. So now they appeared in Gaur Lila. So Mukunda Datta is Madhukant. Also, the meaning of Madhukant is one who has very honey sweet like voice. So they appear there, and Mukunda came to Navadip and he became schoolmate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Gangadas Pandit school. And Mahaprabhu was playing the pastime of being very proud scholar. So he used to debate with others. And Mukunda was a devotee, so he did not like to waste time in debates. So, but Mahaprabhu would always challenge. So one time, Mukunda thought, you are saying about this grammar, these things, but I will ask you some question from Alankar Shastra, that is ornamental, that rhetoric, because he knew Mahaprabhu did not study that yet. So in order to silence him, he said, then he asked him that difficult question, but Mahaprabhu immediately replied, and he refuted and again established, refuted again like this. So much he showed his knowledge that Mukunda was impressed. How this is possible? It is not ordinary boy, such intelligence. But what is the use of such intelligence, such knowledge, all this, if he's not a devotee? If he would become a devotee, I would always keep his company. But this arguing, this not. So Mahaprabhu knew his heart. Then he said, you will see what kind of devotee I will become in future. You will see. Then when Mahaprabhu came back from Gaya, taking initiation from Ishwar Puripat, he exhibited that Krishna Prem, all were astonished. So then Mukunda also saw, and even before that, when Advaita Acharya was having his Harikatas in his house and Kirtan they were doing, at that time, Mukunda Datta, he was singing their songs and everyone was satisfied with his singing. Then you also know, when Pundarik Bidanidhi came to Navadip, then he was playing Leela like he's a materialist in order to hide his devotion. But Mukunda knew him, that he's a real devotee, because they are coming from same place. So he said to Gadadhar, I want to show you one great Vaishnava. Then Gadadhar, he was a devotee, immediately said, yes, very good, I will go. So when Gadadhar saw Pundarik Bidanidhi surrounded by all those opulent things, like a materialistic person, he had doubt, how is he a great devotee? Why he took me here? Then Mukunda understood his mind, seeing his face, because face is the index of the mind. You cannot hide. So he sang that verse from Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami said, in great astonishment, how merciful is Krishna? Where else can I take shelter other than Krishna, who is so merciful? Even Putana, she came to kill him. Only outwardly she showed some affection as a mother. So he gave her that wet nurse position in Golok Brindavan. She came to kill him, but he gave her. That's a, so how he is merciful. Where can I find other shelter like this? When Pundarik Bidanidhi heard this verse, he started crying, Ha Krishna, in separation grief, and fell to the ground, rolling in ecstasy, and threw all the things away and broke everything. Then Gadadhar saw those ecstatical symptoms he could recognize. Then he thought, oh, really, he's a great Vaishnava. I was thinking bad about him. So I committed offense, so I should correct my mistake. I should become his disciple. Then I can get his service and he will have affection for me. Then I can remove this offense. So he asked Mahaprabhu if I can take initiation from him. Mahaprabhu said, yes, you must. It is very good. I approve. Pundarik Bidanidhi also approved. So he became. So Mukunda was there to bring him. Then Mahaprabhu is teaching through his own associates. They are not committing offense, but teaching through them, Mahaprabhu is teaching us. When Mahaprabhu revealed his divine form in Srila Sangan for 21 hours as God, and he showed different avatars, forms to different devotees and blessing them, giving them boon, all this, but he did not show to Mukunda. Then all devotees were surprised, why not? They asked Mahaprabhu. He said, because he is committing offense to devotion, because when he's with devotees, he will say, yes, devotion is very good. When he will go to some other Mayavadis, he will say, yes, Gyan is very good. When he will go to Karmis, yes, Karma is very good, like this. So he's not fixed in devotion. So that is a kind of offense. Sometimes he's very humbly coming to me. Sometimes he's beating me with iron rod, means when he's telling Gyan is higher than Bhakti. So I cannot give him my darshan. When they told to Mukunda, then he was very sad and regretful. And he said, okay, I will give up my body. But you please ask Srila Thakur, you ask Mahaprabhu when, if it will be at any time possible that I may get his darshan. Then Srivas came to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu said, yes, after 1 crore births, that is 10 million births, at that time he will get my darshan. Then Mukunda started dancing in ecstasy, very happy. Oh, Mahaprabhu said it, so it will come true. It is for sure. He will not say anything untrue. So he was so happy, yes, I will get darshan. So immediately when his heart was displaying that so much faith in Mahaprabhu and devotion to him, then immediately that punishment of having 10 million birds were destroyed in one moment, and Mahaprabhu immediately called him. Yes, and he showed him his divine form, and he said, actually you are my eternal servant. In all Leelas you are. So whenever I will appear in this world, you will always get this seva for me, that you will sing for me. So in order to teach us, Mahaprabhu played this pastime with Mukunda. Then Mukunda also spoke the glories of devotion, that even if someone has direct vision, darshan of Supreme Lord, but if he has no devotion, he cannot recognize Supreme Lord. Like Kamsa saw, Krishna could not recognize. Hiranyakashipu saw, Ravan saw, all they saw, but they have no devotion, they cannot recognize. So he said, I am bereft of devotion. Out of humbleness, now Mukunda said, I am bereft of this devotion. So singing the glories of devotion and of loving darshan of Supreme Lord. Then, when Mahaprabhu wanted to take sannyas, he told to Mukunda before, and Mukunda was very sad. And he also accompanied him to Katwa, where Mahaprabhu took sannyas. He was singing there. Then he also came every year to Jagannath Puri during Ratha Yatra. and other pastimes, Gundicha cleaning for 4 months, all devotees, they came. So during Ratha Yatra, Mukunda was the lead singer in the third of the 7 groups of Sankirtan in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot. Who was dancing in his group? Haridas Thakur. Then Mahaprabhu also sang the glories of Mukunda, how much love he has for him. He does not like to see me in these sannyas, austerities. He's very sad, like this. And Mukunda, there he met all devotees of Mahaprabhu from Puri who were staying with him, like Sarup Damodaraya, Ramananda, Haridas Thakur, others, Sarum Bhattacharya. So Mukunda, Datta, he disappeared on today's day, also celebrated as the bathing ceremony of Sri Jagannath, Snan yatra. So I'm bowing down to the lotus feet of Mukunda Datta Prabhu and praying for his causeless mercy, for pure devotion to Krishna and his devotees. Today is also the disappearance day of Sridhar Pandit, also Mahaprabhu's associate. Yesterday I mentioned something about him already in relation to the topic. In Krishna Lila, he is one of the 12 cowherd boys, prominent cowherd boys, called Kushumasava. He came and they are fighting with Krishna as Lila, cowherd boys and Krishna, they are fighting and grazing the cows and playing in the forest, all this. But fighting also is one of their Lila. So he appeared now in Gaur Lila as a very poor Brahmin, Sridhar, in north part of Mayapur. And he was making his livelihood. He had one banana orchard. There he was growing banana trees and he would sell banana products, banana fruits, then leaves. From banana leaves you make those plates or those cups. Also flowers of bananas, you can make nice sabji from there, and stem of banana trees, also you can make sabji. In our Mayapur mat you will get occasionally, is very good. So he was selling this and he was devotee. He would worship Ganga. He was very poor. Half of his earning he would always spend for the worship of Ganga, and half he would use for his own maintenance. And he was very truthful. He would always give the right price for his items, and everyone knew, so no one would bargain with him. But Mahaprabhu, he knows he is my devotee, so Mahaprabhu used to quarrel with him. Why you are giving such big price? I will not give you. And they would quarrel, and sometimes Mahaprabhu would take, and always at the end they would quarrel for 1 hour. Sridhar would explain, no, this is the real price I'm telling you. Is honestly, that is no. Mahaprabhu said, no, this is too much. I will not give you. You give me for this price. Like this they would do for 1 hour, and Sridhar would get happiness from that, because Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord, but that time could not recognize yet Sridhar. So every day Mahaprabhu would take for a lower price. And sometimes he would tell, oh, but then after so many days, they made agreement that every day Sridhar would have to give him something for free. Because Mahaprabhu told, you are worshipping Ganga. You don't know, I'm the father of Ganga. So you can give me for free also. Why you are not giving me for free? That time Mahaprabhu did not yet reveal that he's God. So he was joking in this way with Sridhar. So they made agreement every day he will get something for free. Then one day also Mahaprabhu told to Sridhar, why you are so poor? You are worshipping Narayan, most opulent form of God. But those who are worshipping Kali, demigoddess, they are very rich. Why you are so poor? Then Sridhar said, like bird in a tree going from one branch to another and in nest he's getting some food, and king living in palace also getting food, the amount of their sense gratification is same. After a few seconds of having that on tongue, when it goes down, it is same for all. And sleeping, when you sleep, you don't know. Either you are on this kind of bed or that bed. So only for a few minutes before you sleep, you may feel it's very good, but after you sleep, it is same. You don't know anything. So same amount. Then Mahaprabhu became very happy and he said, yes, you are a really rich person. You have spiritual vision and spiritual taste of serving Krishna. So you are really rich. Our Gurudev explained, people earn all these things, money and other things, in order to become happy. But the main point is happiness, not those things. So if someone is happy by serving Supreme Lord, he's actually rich. But if someone is spending for sense gratification, he has many things, but he's not happy, then he's actually poor. So Mahaprabhu declared that I will show to the whole world how rich you are. You are the most wealthy person in this world. Also here our Gurudev gave this example. Vidur was very poor, but Krishna took prasad in his house, that banana peels, because he was a devotee. But Duryodhana, he was very rich, but Krishna would not take anything from him, no hunger. So he is only satisfied with devotion, Supreme Lord, which Sridhar had. And that is why Mahaprabhu used to grab from items from Sridhar. Also one day when Mahaprabhu delivered Chant Kazi, that time when they were returning with Nagar Sankirtan, with all the devotees, they stopped in Sridhar Pandit's house and they would take rest there. Because that is Bishram Stan. All devotees, they take rest there. Nityananda Prabhu and all. Also during our parikrama, Navadip parikrama, when we visit that place, we also take prasad and rest there. But generally we didn't go to exactly that spot. But one year I was alone, I think in 2017. I was there for Kartik, so I went alone to that forest inside. I had to walk some distance to reach that exact spot. There is some chapel, like some building, small building, only for the keeping of the memory. But the four pillars are like this and some roof are like, but small. So I wanted to see. I went and I bowed down there, and also I took some time rest there. I lay down in his house on the ground and I took rest there, remembering this Lila of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda and all associates. They're taking rest there. And Mahaprabhu also, still that place is there now, but if you want to see, you will have to go through that forest. During Parikramatan, there are 1,000 devotees. You cannot visit that place. That is why not going. Only we are bowing down from that place towards that house. But if you want to see, you can go. Then, one time also Mahaprabhu, he came to his house and saw one broken pot, glass, iron glass, for water is broken, not good shape. But Mahaprabhu very thirstily drank that water to show that we have to take water from a devotee, then we'll get devotion. And Sridhar Pandit, seeing that, he became unconscious. How merciful Mahaprabhu is. So, when Mahaprabhu before I said, in Srivas Thakur's house during 21 hours, Mahaprakash Lila, great revelation Lila, Mahaprabhu would bless all devotees, showing them different avatara forms according to particular devotee and blessing them and speaking to them affectionately, all this. So he also told to devotees, you call Sridhar Pandit to come, you tell him, I want to see him. He should come here and see my divine form. Then they came towards Sridhar Pandit's house, and how they could recognize, because Sridhar was always chanting Harinam loudly. Even during whole night he was chanting Harinam loudly. Other neighbors, they would complain, but he was immersed in transcendental happiness and no any other desire, nothing, only service of Krishna. So they told him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed himself and he's calling you. You go there and take his darshan. When Sridhar came and he bowed down to him, and out of ecstasy he fainted there. Then Mahaprabhu spoke to him and touched him, and he came back to senses, and Sridhar would sing the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now he understood his Supreme Lord. And then Mahaprabhu said, Sridhar, I want to give you a boon. Whatever you want, you request from me. You want this, you want this. Mahaprabhu specially offered him 18 mystical powers gotten by yoga practice. You will get all kinds of sense gratification of this world. You can change your shape, you can read the minds of others, you can, so many things you can do. So we may be attracted, but Sridhar was not attracted. Why? Because he was pure devotee. He already got the taste of service of Krishna, so he did not desire anything. He said, no, I don't want. Then what do you want, Mahaprabhu asked? He said, I want in my every life, I want that Brahmin boy who used to argue with me for banana products, I want him to be my master birth after birth. I only want your service. This was his prayer. He did not ask for money and these things. No. He prayed for the service. We have to get this teaching. Mahaprabhu blessed him. So one who actually has that taste of the service of Supreme Lord, transcendental taste, he cannot have any other desire. Mahaprabhu showed this. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundrim kovitam vajavidisha kame mama janmani janmanishware bhavata bhakti hoititi. Even liberation they don't desire. They only want service. Birth after birth, in any species, any for nothing. Don't mind, only want your service. So Sridhar, so because in Krishna Lila they are fighting. So here as cowherd boys. So here also in this Lila they were fighting for that banana things, but that was Lila. That was transcendental happiness they were getting. And one day Sridhar brought one lau. If you go to Mayapur, then you can understand what is lau or loki. One vegetable, it is prohibited during full Chaturmasya. It is very rich. It is similar to what we have here as zucchini, like substance is similar to that, but shape is little different, little more round, like pumpkin, But if you make it, it is similar to zucchini. So he brought one lau to Mahaprabhu to offer to him that lau. And Mahaprabhu, next day he will take sannyas. No any devotee knows about this. Only Mukunda and some others, they knew. No one else knew. So Mahaprabhu, out of affection for his devotee, he did not want that should be wasted. So immediately, that gift of a devotee, Mahaprabhu wants to accept. He immediately requested his mother, you make this lau today. And she made with the milk. And Mahaprabhu was enjoying that with great satisfaction, that lau given by Sridhar Pandit, because he's a devotee. Now, I am soon going to Mayapur. Before Chaturmasya starts, there is some chance I may get that lau sabji. Is very good. So Sridhar Pandit made that offering, and when Mahaprabhu took sannyas and was going towards Vrindavan, then Nityananda tricked him and brought him back to Shantipur. There all devotees from Navadip, they could meet Mahaprabhu now as a sannyasi. At that time, Sridhar Pandit also met Mahaprabhu. And also every year, when all Bengali devotees from Bengal, from Navadip and surrounding areas also, associates of Mahaprabhu, they would every year go to Puri for 4 months to be with Mahaprabhu, to serve him. So every year Sridhar Pandit also used to go with them and was doing his pastimes with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all those pastimes in Puri, Ratha Yatra, all those. So today is Sridhar Pandit Prabhu's disappearance day. I am remembering his house there. Once I could visit there alone. I was totally alone. I came with rickshaw to the Jagannath temple, and from there I asked I knew approximately which direction. Then I asked, then they just showed me, yes, there. So I had to go through one field, the grass, and then that forest like this, and I went inside. That time I did not know that in India it is possible there may be some snakes also, because in our country there are no snakes in forest and fields or those grass things. So I just went freely without any fear through that grass field and forest, and I reached there and I was very happy, and I took rest there for some time in Sridhar Pandit's house and prayed for his grace. So I'm remembering his house and his lotus feet. I'm bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy, for the service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his object to worship, and of Radha Krishna. Tomorrow we will hear another person associated with Mahaprabhu, Shyamananda Prabhu. We'll hear about him.